Hi, I'm Shawn O'Rourke. I'm the president of Pro Concepts. I'm here with Lea Anne Nelson, who is a risk management consultant who I had the opportunity to work with previously. And I thought she had great ideas for bringing new ideas and concepts to the marketplace in risk management. But the risk management program is more than just a program. It entails sponsorship from the top management, getting buy-in by the employees, and you're doing, really, when you start risk management, it's a cultural change.
You know, you bring out a really good point, because you really can't get any kind of quality processes in place without having executive sponsorship. And risk management is absolutely critical to having a quality process approach in place. You are going to have risk, and I think organizations, they need to determine for themselves what those thresholds are, what they can live with.
The risk appetite.
Right, versus what they need to mitigate. But getting those guardrails set up is also critical, because otherwise you've got the boots on the ground folks not following whatever the standards may be. And that's really where risk management starts, is with, once you have a decision to roll it out and to have a risk management process, you have to rely on your project managers, program managers, really those almost frontline leaders, if you will, to follow out, to implement the risk management methodology that you're going to use.
And the other thing is, you got to be, as a program manager or a lead, be willing to accept bad news.
Yes.
You don't want to shoot the messenger. You shoot the messenger, then you shut down the type of people communicating to you. And the most important thing, I think, at that point is that the person who's on the ground, the boots on the ground, they know better what's going on in the organization than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's many times that I've been involved in assessments of programs that the person in the lower level of the organization, an engineer or an analysis person, knows that there's something wrong with this item, but he's afraid to tell someone that he knows is going to be an issue. 4 months down the road, when that product has to go out the door on Friday afternoon, the boss gets the word, we're not delivering because we can't get this certain part here on time. Mm-hmm. That's the surprise that managers don't like.
That was often a concern. If I have risk, then the leaders are going to think that I don't know how to manage a project.
That's right.
And so they'd rather, not talk about it and just hope that they can resolve it on their own. And like you said, you have to have leadership, executive or departmental leadership, that are okay, that they encourage hearing this. It's not going to be a ding on your performance review. We want to hear what's happening on the project. So we would coach them through that as well, but in partnership with the executive sponsor and everybody, because it has to kind of come from both directions.
That's right.
Right? They've got to demonstrate that when you provide the risk information, that this is a collaborative situation. We're going to bring the resources we have in the organization to deal with the risk, whatever it might be. But if you don't communicate it, then we can't bring the resources to help out.
Is that when the executive is talking to his people, he wants to know if he's got credible data coming to him. And that's the most important thing. Is the data you're telling me, where's the foundation of it? Where's the source of the data? How are you managing it? How are you keeping real time on it? Are you giving me information that's 3 months old, or it's real time today?
The other thing that I found, though, was for a project manager or a program manager, we would introduce the risk management process. To them, they loved it. They loved the idea of having risk management, but nobody wanted to do risk management.
That's right.
So for them, they're busy, they're managing their team, they sometimes are doing the work, a lot of times they're marketing the work to the customer, trying to grow the business. And so here we're saying, well, we want you to communicate these risks to us. We want you to capture them and track them. And to them, they're like, I've got this other thing I have to do. And so it takes some coaching with the team to help them to understand how critical it is. And they would say to me, well, I know what my risks are. I know that something's running late and I've got to hire another person. I know what my risks are. I don't need to go and write them down somewhere. And that's when we get into, I would tell them, you're not writing them down for you. You're writing them down so you can communicate them and get people on board with you to help you out and get through the risk process.
So your people, you gotta show them you trust them, and they're part of the team, and the company's success is really dependent on them doing what they're doing. So risk management helps the organization's execution to meet their business objectives. It helps the teams understand their responsibilities towards those business objectives. And the third one is that the people are engaged.